Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm going to bring the meeting to order. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending. At this time, Ms. Ray, would you please call the roll of the committee?
Yes, Mayor. The Honorable Alex Heath.
Present.
The Honorable Samantha Hudson.
Present.
The Honorable Linda J. Davis.
Present.
And the Honorable Ulysses Smallwood.
It's
Absent.
probably on his way. At this time, members of council, excuse me, members of the committee, I'm going to ask for a motion to adopt the committee agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? That motion carries. Thank you, members of the board. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why we're missing 2 council members, it's because we've convened as an investigating committee to consider the ethics complaint filed by Council Member James Whitmore against Council Member Hattie Portis Jones. Under our ethics code, the people involved in the ethics complaint are excluded from participating in the committee's discussion, deliberation, and public vote on the disposition of the complaint. With that said, I've already approved the motion. In this case, do I need to make an amendment? I just want to make sure we approve the agenda in this case. That's item number 2025-03, Whitmore versus Portis Jones. Now that the agenda that has been approved, allow me to explain tonight how tonight's meeting will proceed per our ethics code. First, we'll review the ethics complaint by having the assistant city clerk to read it and its attachment into the public records. After reading that, I will entertain a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of deliberations only. Third, after deliberations have concluded, we will convene into a public session to vote on whether to issue subpoenas for witnesses and documents, which will require the committee to reconvene at a later date, or B, whether our review of the complaint, its attachments, and our personal knowledge of this events are sufficient to determine, 1, if the complaint should be forwarded to an ethics board for final disposition, or 2, if the complaint should be dismissed by this committee, which will conclude this matter tonight. Discussion 1 of the ethics complaint 2025-03, Whitmore versus Portis Jones. Recommendation: the investigation committee will have a discussion regarding the complaint. Madam Clerk, will you read the ethics complaint, including the attachments, into the record?
Yes, Mayor. Subject: formal complaint regarding executive session on May 12th, 2025. Councilwoman Hattie Portis Jones. Good afternoon, Mrs. B. James. Please accept this correspondence as my formal complaint concerning the conduct of Councilwoman Hattie Portis Jones during the executive session held on May the 12th, 2025. As the incident took place in the presence of the Mayor, City Council, City Administrator, City Clerk, and the City Attorney, all of whom are witnesses, it is imperative that this complaint be formally forwarded to the Board of Ethics. Their presence as witnesses is critical to ensuring full transparency and proper due process in the review of this matter. During the session, a discussion arose concerning city employees, at which point during the discussion, Councilwoman Jones interjected with the statement, "I want that record to reflect that I did not receive this envelope." The mayor and Councilwoman David, which should be Councilwoman Davis, as verbally stated, they did not as well. While she may not have received the envelope, the fact does not warrant the tone or behavior that followed. Her comments directed at me during her departure from the dais were personally hostile, inappropriate for a professional setting. Then she turned her comments toward my colleague, Councilwoman Hudson. More disturbingly, after leaving her seat, Councilwoman Jones walked around the city clerk and the city attorney and directly confronted Councilwoman Hudson. Her language became increasingly loud, aggressive, and abusive. At one point, Councilwoman Hudson finally addressed her by stating, "Oh, now you want to fight me like you attempted to do Mayor Hurst." At that point, she became even more unhinged. In response to her deliberate actions, the city clerk and Councilwoman Davis approached Councilwoman Jones in an attempt to de-escalate the situation. Ultimately, Councilwoman Davis escorted her out of the chambers. Following her exit, the meeting resumed and I continued addressing the original topic. However, within minutes, Councilwoman Jones returned to the chamber. As she approached the dais, she stated while looking directly at Councilwoman Hudson, "I am an elected member of this body and I can be here in the meeting." It is important to note that no one asked Councilwoman Jones to leave. Her decision to exit was voluntarily, but the aggressive and disruptive nature of her conduct made her presence untenable at that time. Given this is now the subject of multiple complaints, two involving Councilmember Heath within the past months, with Councilwoman Hudson involving potential physical and verbal confrontations, it is clear that this body must defer the matter to the proper authority. More importantly, this will be the first official ethics complaint to be handled in accordance with the City of Fairburn's ordinances and the State of Georgia's ethical standards. This situation demands formal review. Accordingly, I respectfully recommend the following actions. Number one, convene the Board of Ethics to conduct a full review of Councilwoman Jones's behavior during the May the 12th, 2025 executive session. Number two, require all individuals present during the session to be sworn in and provide testimony to the Board of Ethics. Number three, empower the Board of Ethics to exercise its full authority in reviewing this matter and issuing recommendations pursuant to local and state ethical guidelines. Number four, have the Chief of Police, police officer in the lobby, and mic, audio, video prepare statements and available to be sworn in and testify as to the accounts of Councilmember Jones' loud behavior and demeanor while exiting the entering chambers. To preserve the integrity of this governing body, it is essential that we act transparently and impartially. The involvement of the Ethics Board is necessary not only to ensure accountability, but also to restore public trust in our commitment to professional conduct. This matter has risen to the level of a hostile work environment, intimidation, and conduct unbecoming of an elected official. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Sincerely, James Whitmore, Councilman, City of Fairburn.
Okay.
Attachment A is an incident report from the Police Department dated 5/13/2025 at 8:50 p.m. And it reads, on May the 13th at 1919, I, Officer T. Wilson, responded to 659 Lake Joyce Lane, Fairburn, Georgia, 30213, Fulton County, in reference to Councilwoman Samantha Hudson wanting to file a report. Hudson stated she wanted to file a report on Councilwoman Hattie Portis Jones allegedly attempting to fight her, Hudson, during the closed council session on 5/12/2025 at 21:15 hours. Hudson stated Jones allegedly attempted to assault her during a closed executive session and had to be restrained by Linda J. Davis and the clerk, Brenda James. She advised Whitmore wished to make a statement as well. Hudson stated last night during the closed executive session, 5/12/2025 at approximately 21:15 hours during a closed executive session, Jones and Whitmore had a debate. Jones then proceeded to leave her seat at the dais as if she was exiting the chambers. The council continued to converse about the current topic. Jones then allegedly became irate and heated at this point. Jones was standing in front of the dais near the table where the city attorney, Mr. Starkey, was seated. Hudson advised Jones allegedly stormed the dais towards Hudson's chair and was yelling at Hudson. Hudson told the other council members that Jones was attempting to fight her like she had fought the previous mayor, Mayor Hurst. Hudson allegedly told Jones 6 times to get out of my face. Jones did not comply. Jones was then allegedly physically removed from the front of Hudson by Linda J. Davis and the clerk, Brenda James. Hudson advised she had elevated concerns due to other council members allegedly wanting to fight her. She also advised she has not been physically or verbally abusive to any council members and that the altercation was unwarranted. Hudson stated no physical altercation occurred, but that Jones had attempted but failed to initiate physical interaction. Once Jones left in front of Hudson, she exited the chambers before re-entering. Hudson advised she was still visibly irate. The council then moved to adjourn the session to avoid further conflict. Hudson advised Councilman Whitmore also wanted to make a statement. Hudson called Mr. Whitmore to see if he was home and available to make a statement. I arrived at Whitmore's residence to obtain a written witness statement. Please see the attached file for the Whitmore's account of the altercation. Please see the Whitmore statement, which was uploaded to the report. BWC footage is available. Attachment B, statement of Andrew J. Whitmore Jr., address 25 Somerset Hills, Fairburn. While in executive session, a discussion in real time, 2 envelopes received by myself and Councilwoman Hudson was left on the desk addressed to myself and I would assume Councilwoman Hudson. A discussion was underway which took up some time, Councilwoman Hattie Jones, toward the end of the discussion, appeared annoyed and wanted it stated for the record she did not receive the letter. Mayor Avery stated, "I didn't either," followed by Councilwoman Linda Davis. Once Councilmember Jones completed her statement, then Mayor recognized me for my comment. I stated I didn't ask for this letter, and it was identified by the city clerk, Mrs. James. The envelopes were in myself and Ms. Hudson, Councilwoman Hudson's mailboxes, and she placed them on the dais. Councilmember Jones was annoyed by my comments, which was to address, I didn't ask for the letter, but we were addressing it, so we should, concerning personnel. At this point, Councilmember Jones was visibly upset and started addressing me while picking up her belongings to exit the executive session. At this point, she directed her comments to Councilwoman Hudson, stared her down while making her comments. Councilwoman Hudson stated, "Here we go again, Mayor." Once Councilwoman Jones exited the dais, she walked in front of the dais in front of Councilmember Hudson. Councilmember Hudson stated, "Oh, now you want to fight me like you did Mayor Hurst." At this point, while both continued to have comments, Councilmember Davis and Mrs. James attempted to get Councilmember Jones to leave, but not until Mrs. Jones completed her comments. Her behavior was hostile in nature and threatening. Once escorted out of chambers, Councilwoman Davis returned minutes later, walking toward dais, and stated, "I'm an elected member of this body and I can be here." Mayor agreed. Councilmember Davis came to the left side of the dais and asked Councilmember Jones to come sit in her seat. Councilmember Jones stated, "No, I am going to sit in my seat." Due to the tension, the attorney said we should adjourn the executive session. Signature person was James Whitmore. Again, the hostile nature Councilmember Jones displayed was alarming, and I can see why Councilmember Hudson would fear the attempt to engage in a fight with Councilwoman Hudson. And that's the end of attachments.
Members of council, members of the board, excuse me, can I entertain a motion to go into executive session?
Before we go into executive session, may I approach briefly?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm 6'2", with a 78-inch, may I approach, Mayor?
Yes.
Wingspan.
Okay.
Portis Jones, I think, is maybe 5'1", with a 40-inch wingspan. I just want the record to show that.
Okay. Members of the board, am I able to entertain a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. I'm very concerned.
So, hold on for a minute, point of order. You can go, the discussion is to be had in
No.
executive session, is correct?
This is a prejudice case.
on.
We were all witnesses.
Yes, ma'am.
I think the motion to go into executive session for deliberation purposes only.
Oh.
You can just revise your motion.
Okay.
And then the second, that will be sufficient.
So I'm not deliberating, I'm making a statement. I do get the right to discuss. Okay, thank you.
You can have a, she can have
Okay.
a discussion after the motion is made.
Okay, so
Yes.
just make sure
So,
for clarification purposes.
clarification,
Okay,
Mr. Mayor, if you would please consider restating your motion
okay,
to make certain that we're entering executive session for the purpose of deliberation.
okay.
And if Councilwoman Davis would amend her second to that restated motion.
Members of council, I'm amend my motion to go into the executive session for deliberations only.
I amend my motion, my second. I'm sorry.
All in favor, say aye.
Discussion,
Aye.
man. I asked for discussion.
Point of
I
order.
get to do that. That's a point of
So
order.
there is a discussion that can
Okay.
be made during this discussion time.
So-
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And I'll be very brief. So tonight, I want to let this committee know that all of you all were witnesses, even the attorney that just walked to the dais to give whatever example that he wanted to go on record. Being witnesses, and I was the victim, I was a part of it, it's a biased process. If the investigative committee is to meet to discuss and deliberate whether this complaint is valid to move toward ethics, then as witnesses, this process is skewed. We don't move also to hire a third-party firm to investigate this situation without coming to council for approval. I cannot be a part of an illegitimate process, but I want this process to be fair. I want it to be clear that I'm here, and I want this process to move forward. But going into an executive session further now skews this committee's ability to be non-biased. One, everybody saw it. Everybody was here. So the responsible thing to do is to send this directly to the Ethics Board. I cannot be used in illegitimate processes, and I'm asking that this committee will respectfully remove ourselves from this so that there is no biases in play for this committee. This happened to me. And so we have to avoid legal liability, Mr. Attorney. So I won't justify going into an executive session. This needs to go directly to the Ethics Board.
Unfortunately, Councilmember Hudson, per Section 235H of the ethics policy, the Ethics Committee, notwithstanding everything just laid out, has to make a preliminary decision. There could be a motion to move it forward after we deliberate. There could be a motion to dismiss. But those motions have to be acted upon. And the policy also at Section 235H4 specifically states that, again, that's 235H4, committee members may rely on their personal knowledge when considering such complaints and shall not be prohibited from doing so merely because they have been identified in the complaints as having such personal knowledge. Now, I will respectfully submit that there are parts about this ethics policy that I don't quite like, but until we can get it amended, and there's some work behind the scenes making that happen, we have to follow it as it is.
That doesn't give me any recourse for this board making any decisions over this. Formally, there's been unfair. I'm uncomfortable with going into an executive session with members who have made biased decisions against me before. My name is listed in this complaint, and I deserve due process. Okay, so let's make the right decision. Send this to the Ethics Board. Let them decide. It's the best thing. We have to protect this city from legal recourse, and I'm respectfully asking this committee to consider that. I was the victim in this.
Okay. So, at this vote, so I am now in executive session.
I'm going to remove myself,
Okay.
so you don't have a quorum to continue.
Actually, we do.
Follow the law. Well, if you.
There's a quorum.
There's a quorum.
Okay. All right.
We took
We had
the
a
vote.
discussion.
We've had the discussion. So now I'm going to entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
Let's slow down. Where exactly are
We were in executive session.
we had a discussion per the request of Councilmember Hudson.
That's off, right?
We're in the executive session.
We are in executive session.
We are. Page three of your notes. Make sure your mic is on. Everybody, let's make sure our mics are on.
Okay. Members of the committee, I'm entertaining a motion to come back into regular session.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? That motion carries. At this time, can I entertain a motion, approve the executive session affidavit?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? That motion carries. Now,
It'll be appropriate, Mr. Mayor, to entertain motions concerning the disposition of ethics complaint number 2025-03, Whitmore versus Portis Jones.
members of the committee, you have before you, can I entertain a motion regarding the complaint for 2025-03? Mr. Councilmember Whitmore versus Councilmember Portis Jones. Is there a motion to, what is the motion you want to do?
So moved to dismiss.
Okay, a motion to dismiss.
Second.
Motion is made and properly second. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? That motion carries. Can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is made and properly second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carries. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.